Hey everybody, how's everybody doing this evening? I ain't went live in a while, and wanted to come in and talk about a few things. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend and spent some time with their family. So here we are now. We're going into what, over a year now on the Mueller investigation, and what do they really have? I know they arrested Manafort, which, from what I've read, just about all of those charges are going to be dropped. I think one of the judges is actually looking at it because they really don't have a lot on Manafort. I mean, I have looked at it. I mean, and one of my friends, he's a big liberal, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they got a lot." And I was like, "Well, what do they have? I mean, what do they really have on him? I mean, just because you're charged with something doesn't mean that you're guilty." So I mean, uh, and they raided Cohen's office, to find out this. I mean, it's funny when your um, investigation is now falling out to who, you know, paid the prostitute Stormy Daniels, and she admitted that she was not paying for her attorney. So that begs the question: who actually is paying for her attorney? Somebody is out to obviously get the president. For what reason, I don't know. I mean, basically, it kind of reminds me back about the Ken Starr investigation with Clinton. They finally got him on perjuring himself about the Monica Lewinsky affair. And of course, we've seen that. But I mean, if that's your case, you really don't have a case. But like I said, we've went into now a year of this Mueller investigation, and like I said, I mean they've got nothing. They really don't have anything on Trump. What's their case? I mean, this is probably one of the biggest witch hunts I've ever seen in history. That now that you can't find any collusion, that you're going after his personal attorney, and you're going after some prostitute that he may or may not had an affair with 11 years ago. And my question is where is the where's the double standards with the Democrats? When the Republicans were going after um, Clinton about Monica Lewinsky, they were all up in arms, and now that Trump supposedly had this affair with Stormy Daniels, I mean, they're ready to crucify the man. When so I mean, the establishment did not want President Trump in office, and uh, and so since President Trump defied all odds, the establishment is bound and determined to take him down because they don't want him in there. They wanted their chosen queen um, in there, and the American people said, they were tired, and never has a president not had a chance to lead from day one. The establishment from both parties were against him. The media was against him, and he took them all down. He defied all odds. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but I mean, the day that he announced he was running for president, I said, "Hey, this guy's going to win," and everybody laughed at me, and I guess I got the last laugh on it. And I watch the news every day, and the only thing that you see is collusion, collusion, collusion. Well, there was no collusion. I mean, there was no collusion between that. And I mean, and how would the Russians have cost Hillary Clinton the race? I mean, she beat herself. She probably ran one of the worst campaigns I've ever seen in my life. They did absolutely no polling in Wisconsin, and how they could not see that the Rust Belt was going to Clinton, going to Trump. I'll never know. She didn't campaign in Michigan. She didn't campaign in Pennsylvania. She was spending her final days in Georgia and Arizona, of all places. And knowing she wasn't going to win that. I think that she was just so confident that it was going to be a landslide. She was trying to run it in Trump's face. But I sit back there and I look, and we have the most robust economy that I've ever had in my life. We're down to 3.8% unemployment, and 4% is considered 4% is considered full employment. So we're at 3.8%. Wages grew in the last quarter by 2.3%. Last month, President Trump added 18,000 new manufacturing jobs, just like he promised that he would bring back manufacturing jobs to this country. But the media is so biased about it, he doesn't get any credit. All you see is Stormy Daniels, Stormy Daniels, Stormy Daniels, Stormy Daniels. And I mean, who cares if they paid off a prostitute to be quiet? I mean, I'm sure a lot of that stuff has been done many times before. But again, all thing you see is Russian collusion, Stormy Daniels. I mean, that's the only thing CNN has in its ratings. If there had been the last time we had an economy this strong was when Clinton was in office. Okay, so we've now went through, 2 administrations with an economy that is not this robust. If the media would give him credit for what he is doing domestically, then, this guy would be sitting at, 75, 80% approval ratings. And I hate to break it to you liberal Democrats, but, his approval ratings are now right at 50%. It's the highest that he's had since he's been in office. And I hate to break it to you now, but he will be reelected. I mean, who's going to beat him? Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. The Democrats don't have a candidate. And if their chosen queen, the one who they anointed, the one who was deemed unbeatable, can't beat him, who's going to beat him? As long as this economy continues to thrive, it's going to get better. I mean, I know we got some things going on in North Korea, but as far as the summit, I know it's off again, on again, but who would have ever thought that we'd have had a president that could bring, a North Korean leader to the negotiating table? And he, is the man who is the art of the deal. If people would focus on the accomplishments that Trump has done while he's in office, improving this economy, a tax cut, rolling back regulations so the economy can grow again, pulling us out of the TPP, which was a complete and total disaster that was just killing us on trade. And he's now renegotiating our trade deals. I mean, because we're just getting slaughtered by all these other countries. He is now, doing stuff about the steel industry, talking North Korea into giving up their, nuclear weapons. And he is, people said, he doesn't have the experience to lead. Well, which president had the experience to become president? Clinton was, a governor of Arkansas. Bush was a one-term, governor of Texas. Obama was a state rep and then was a junior senator who served 4 years. So, I don't really care if you've, been in politics 40 years. I don't think nobody has the experience to be president until you get in there. So, yeah, there's been some ups and downs, and, Trump's still learning on the job. But, people need to realize the country is headed on the right track. Like I said, I've never seen a robust economy like this. Consumer spending is up, consumer confidence is up, which is a great um, is always a great sign for the economy. As long as people are spending, the economy is going to continue to grow. More and more jobs are being added each month. Um, Unemployment rate continues to go down, and wages continue to go up. Um, and like I said, if this had been any other president, he'd be 75, 80% approval ratings. And Trump says some things that is probably not politically correct, and sometimes he should watch what he says. But all in all, I mean, people need to just know that's just how Trump is. I mean, I don't think Trump means half the stuff that he says. And I really don't think Trump's that huge of a right winger that, people think he is. And people are trying to say Trump's going to try to get us into a nuclear war. He's not trying to get us into a nuclear war. I mean, that's just crazy talk. I just wish people would look back and really examine this administration and see what he has accomplished since he's been in office. Unfortunately, guys, this is the only president that we've had that has kept his promises. I mean, promises made, promises kept. He's did everything that he said he was going to do. He said he's going to pull us out of the TPP. He said he was going to roll back regulations on coal. He said he was going to get the steel industry started back. He said he was going to bring manufacturing jobs back. He was going to reindustrialize America. He was going to rebuild our infrastructure. So, I mean, never we've had a president who has kept his promises. And, good, bad, or indifferent, whether you agree with him or not, the guy has the country headed in the right direction. To quote Reagan, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. I mean, just wait till his second term. I don't see things getting any worse. I mean, like I said, I hate to keep harping on it, but I mean, this robust economy, people have jobs, people are spending. I mean, since Trump's been in office, I've made more money in my life than I ever have. And, I'm continuing to make more money. The housing market's great. People are building houses. People are buying houses. People are spending. To quote a great Ronald Reagan commercial, it's morning in America again. And people are working again. People are getting up, going back to work. We've came a long way over the last 2 years. With the improvement of things that are going on. I hope people will look past some of the stuff that Trump says and just look at the job he's done. Has Trump been divisive? Yeah, I guess he's been divisive on some things, but the thing about it is back in the early days, 60s, 70s, 80s, the Republicans and Democrats, they worked together, and they no longer work together anymore. They don't cross party lines and try to, do the right thing. And if they would come together and work out deals, and compromise, we could get a lot of other things accomplished in this country. But, it's such a partisan divide now. I mean, lines have been drawn, and you're either on one side or the other, and as long as things continue to go like this, I mean, I'm going to be on Trump's side. I mean, like I said, Trump's accomplished a lot in 2 years. And I just don't see things getting any better, or I don't see things getting any worse. I mean, we're 2 years into his administration now, and things keep going better. The problem with the Democrats is they can't get over losing the 2016 race. You know, and it's over with, guys. I mean, Trump won. I mean, if you want to get him out, then you've got your chance in 2 years. But I can tell you right now, a 79-year-old socialist named Bernie Sanders is not going to beat him. Elizabeth Warren's not going to beat him. Um, Biden, Biden might could give him a run, but I really don't see Biden, because if you ever read the stuff that Biden has said, he makes some of the most outlandish statements. He made some statement about when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor. I don't know if that was some kind of Snopes, rumor or something, but I mean, Biden said some pretty outlandish things, and I don't really know why Biden is so popular. Back when he ran for president in '88, he basically plagiarized a speech that caused him to drop out. But I don't really have a problem with Biden. I just wish the Democrats would come back to the middle more. But the Democrats. The Democrats are kind of like a ship without a rudder. I mean, they're lost. They've moved so far to the left that, that people are just not going to go along with that. I mean, they're almost wanting to turn us into a socialist society. And, socialism or stuff like that, it can work in some countries, because like in England and stuff, and Canada, they have socialized medicine. But, you're talking about, like in Canada, you're talking about a country of like 25 million people. Well, that many people live in California. We're a nation of 350 million people. We can't afford to do that. That would bankrupt this country. Now I don't know what the answer is to health care. I really wished that I did. Because I believe everybody deserves health care, but nowhere does it say that you're guaranteed it. I wouldn't mind paying a few extra dollars in taxes. If they had a Medicare for all thing, because I'm already paying into Medicare. So, I wouldn't mind doing that, but, I don't think that will work either. But again, I'm against, any tax increases, because, I already have to pay enough taxes as it is. I mean, being single and not married, they just, kill us when it comes to taxes. I mean, I owed so much to the government last year. If I hadn't, went back and had somebody, do my taxes for me, I was going to owe, $2,500 to the state, or $2,500 in taxes to the government. Well, when you're somebody making $30,000 a year, that's almost 10% more of your income that you had to pay almost on top of it. So I'm hoping, Trump's taxes will definitely help bring us back some more some money. Hey Bob, how you doing tonight, man? You want to come on camera and chat for a minute? But I really don't know what the answer is to health care. I really wished I did. If I did, we could have it for all. But I had a heat stroke last week, and they would not see me at the hospital. Now people say they have to see you, can't be turned away, but that's only in a life and death situation. Well, my life wasn't in danger, so with me not having health insurance, they wouldn't see me. So I just had to go home and suffer through it. But that's neither here nor there. I got over it. I just wished for my liberal friends, they would sit back and just Lee, I know you don't like Trump, and I don't know why a lot of y'all don't like him, but I wish y'all would at least sit back there and give the man a chance to lead. Okay, that's cool, Bob. But I wish they would just give him a chance to lead, sit back and just watch and just see how things play out over the next 2 years. We got 2 years left, and you know, as long as things keep going this, I don't see anybody that's going to beat him, especially now this approval rating's up at around 50%. You know, and as long as this economy continues to improve, I think his approval rate is just going to get higher and higher and higher. Especially if he can, learn a little bit more about foreign policy and, do a little bit better at that. But I don't really think he's did a horrible job of foreign policy. I mean, he has brought, almost got the Koreans to the negotiating table, and he launched some strikes in Syria when they was using poisonous gases against their own people, which I was all for with that. Something's got to be done there. I mean, this has been going on for 7 years now, and I don't know if it's ever going to end or what's going to take place. But that was, my take on things tonight. We've got a robust economy. Things are looking up. People are working in. People are making more money. Wages are being increased, and things are heading in the right direction. I just hope everybody will sit back and continue to give the president a chance, and just subtract your dislike for him and just look at the overall job that he's done so far. But anyway, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Haven't been on for a while, and hope to talk to y'all again soon. Again, hope everybody had a great Memorial Day, and thanks for watching, guys, and y'all have a great evening.